whatever script they've given him, he has the option not to follow through, or 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 follow through with it. I mean, most of those that don't follow through it, you know what happens to them. And so I don't know what he's thinking, but I do know that he's, you know, now that he's so-called killed Osama bin Laden, his ratings went up. And so did he have to kill somebody like that in order for his ratings to go up? There's a guy named Dr. Joe Pasetnik that says that Osama died July in 2001.
Okay.
Joe Pasetnik is saying that he was one of the CIA doctors that saw him in the hospital and that knew that he died in July of '01, which was 2 months before the actual 911. And so the question, if Joe Pasetnik is saying that, and he said he can validate it with other doctors, then who was that they threw in the sea? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Well, would you say, even if they did show the picture, that we know that people have the capability to photo enhance pictures, so that's they could have showed the picture and it could have been photo enhanced too, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, that's, you know, they had a big meeting with Stephen King and the major movie producers that create illusions. And so why did the government meet with them? I mean, they had this major meeting to see how they operate and how they create illusions.
Okay.
And so it was interesting that they met with these people like Stephen King and these big Hollywood producers to show them how they create stuff on the illusion side.
Okay. You got a question?
Well, do you feel that they have bamboozled the whole community?
Well, the whole community, the black community,
The whole
or
community.
the whole world. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that the whole world has been bamboozled. I mean, you know, the dumbing down of America is most Americans are not aware of the political infrastructure or the actual political things that basically take place. I mean, I would say that we're watching and seeing the destruction of the middle class in America. $6.5 trillion was lost in the housing market with people who owned their houses and had equity. That 6.5 trillion is gone. And so we watched bankers get $787 billion bailout. We witnessed the largest, the most heinous, largest crime that ever took place in America, and nobody went to jail. And so J.P. Morgan and Chase and Bank of America, and nobody went to jail. And now the record profits are out here. The CEOs are getting record salaries and bonuses in the midst of people losing their houses every day, in the midst of people having HUD loans and they're being paid off to these banks, and then these banks still come in and foreclose, in the midst of them having no love for people that are just trying to hold on to their most valuable asset, their house.
You know, there's a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island. You've heard of that book?
Yeah, I heard of that book.
There's a chapter in there, about the third chapter. And I suggest that everybody get that book and read it. There's a third chapter which is called The Bailout. And they've been doing that since the early 1900s. That ain't nothing new.
You know, George Steinbrenner, who owned the New York Yankees,
Yes.
had a $400 million bailout of his shipping business. It was just revealed last week that he was an FBI informant. And so, you know, so was that the give and take on the government loaning him that kind of money to keep his shipping business? I mean, for them to just come out and say that Steinbrenner was a very important, intricate part of the FBI in New York.
Well, they have people right here in Chicago. You have members of the Berger family. You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
All right. They were informants, all right, for the FBI, all right, which owned the land that was in my ward that they accused me of. But they don't know what I just said, and that's the first time I ever said that. But I happen to know that they were informants, and they went on a ship trying to get an alderman years ago.
And the game never stopped.
Yeah, Brother Harold, you know what? As we talk about the New World Order, do you think that there are going to be some brothers that are going to be passive and some that are going to be very aggressive towards resisting the New World Order? And what do you think will happen if it does go down like that?
Well, I mean, people that have nothing to lose but poverty, I mean, what do you expect them to do? I mean, when King got assassinated, remember they didn't expect black folks to go off. They thought that black people were like, well, King is nonviolent. But, you know, over 100 cities in America got burned. And so Alderman Jones would tell you that Lyndon Baines Johnson asked Otto Kerner to do a report called the Kerner Commission Report. And basically what that report said was that in order for black people not to act like this ever again in life, because Lyndon Johnson wanted to know what made Negroes go off like that. He said that they would have to put billions of dollars into the infrastructure of the black community. They own schools, they own businesses, they own car dealerships, own everything that they have in their community. In order for this not to happen, where they won't burn up stuff that didn't belong to them. They said, why they burn it up? Well, they didn't own it. And so Lyndon Baines Johnson was told by the Kerner Commission report that if you didn't do this, by 1985 it would be too late. And so they took the billions of dollars and funded the Vietnam War. And so by 1985, what came out in 85? Crack cocaine, the malt liquor, and the AIDS virus surfaced. Wow. But they knew in '68 that by 1985, they said it'd be a permanent class of underclass black people that will never get out of that position.
I understand what you're saying. Man, I mean, we running long minutes, but you know, I would like, you know, like I said, next month if things work out, to have you interview on Dr. Lee Warren again, because it was, excuse the expression, that's a hell of an interview.
Yes, sir.
You asked some very hard questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, Harold, you would have to say.
Okay, you got like a half a minute left.
Go on, you can make your
go ahead,
sound.
brother.
I don't believe that our folks will just let folks do anything to them. As they said, Hitler said, if you had left your dogs at home, I would have won the war.
No, you're going to comment on that, though.
If you had left your dogs at home?
I would have won the war.
Well, you know, all I can say, man, is that we should prepare to sustain ourselves.
Yes. You know what, we running a long time, and you know what, thank you. This will be on YouTube, and can you tell the people what, you know, radio show comes on, any information you want to give them?
We on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thursday from 2:15 to 4 p.m. That's 1570 on the AM dial. We stream live around the world, www.gospel1570.com. And that's 3 days a week.
And brother, you say you feel that there is some people that will resist the New World Order. Do you think that the New World Order will be able to hold it down? Because they can't even hold down Afghanistan.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got no idea. I mean, to me, I think a people that have nothing to lose will fight. You know, I mean, what do they have to lose? And so the question is, will they have the military personnel to keep things in check here? Because you're fighting 3 wars right now, so all the military people on the other side of the world.
Y'all hear that? And you know what? This is what we're dealing with in the United Snakes of America for people that's listening all over the world. We dealing with Homeland Security, FBI, CIA. They've been trying to destroy black people, I don't know for how many years. You know, anthrocentric, where they feel that they're superior for people that don't know what that means. If I said it correctly. Something like
Well,